All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you live this Wednesday night, February 19th, 2020. I'm just going to check the stream and make sure everything's working, so you might hear a little lag or whatever. Please bear with me. See if it's recording. Oh, I turned my audio off. Live. All right, it's working. All right, YouTube. Let me see. Just want to check the stream here on the YouTubes. Yeah, it's working. So what we're going to do here, got to like my own video, you know, that's how it works. Let's see here. Let me turn the audio down. Now, I got low battery here. You know what? We just turn that off. The battery's almost dead on my iPad anyway. So tonight we got a special treat here. I'm streaming this. I just got back from the urgent care. My little guy is sick. He's got dual ear infection, so I apologize. You may hear him in the background. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. Hopefully the audio is okay and everybody can hear me just fine. I want to, let me just check this and pop the chat out. I believe. Chupa, looking good. I can always count on Chupa to be in the stream. It's like this guy knows when I'm going to be online or something. Guys, I'm amazing. I'm going to pop this out over here and keep it there where I can see it. Say hi to Chupa in the chat. Chupa, am I sounding okay? Can you hear me quite clearly? Am I loud enough? Do I need to turn the volume up? There's a couple second delay between when I broadcast. Yeah, thanks, Chupa. Yeah, we got him some antibiotics and he's good to go. We just you know, when you give the kids antibiotics, you got to give them about 30 minutes and let them eat a little bit of yogurt or something so their tummy doesn't get upset. So we're going to go over a couple things here tonight. Now that I've figured out the whole YouTube live thing, it makes it a little bit easier to do these, and I kind of tweaking the OBS as I get time to play with it and learn it a little bit better. I'm trying to do more and more with it. There will be a live stream this Friday for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So hopefully you guys will be able to tune into that and everything will be fine. Let me see here. I do want to give a couple shout outs. As always, I think there's only maybe one or two people in the stream. I'm not quite sure because I don't have the channel open. But let me give a couple shout outs here. Make sure I got everything. As always, like and subscribe. You know, let your friends know. And if I was smart, I would have had this beforehand, but I'm not smart. So let's see here. So we're so professional here on Mr. Mean Speaks. First of all, like and subscribe. I'm on ZellyPay. If you're banking in the United States, it's baked in most likely to your online banking application. Donations are always appreciated. They go back into the channel to buy cool things. As you'll see on the channel, like my awesome YouTube chair. You can't be a real YouTube streamer without a YouTube chair. So, you know, appreciate the donations to everybody who donates and know that it does go back into the channel. I don't use it to, you know, pay for my vacations in the Bahamas. If you're overseas and you want to donate to the channel, there's PayPal Pay Me. And there's a link to that, MeWe, and ZellyPay on my YouTube channel down there in the bottom as you're looking at the screen on the right-hand side. So with that out of the way, let's give a big shout out to some of the new subscribers. We have Saigon Geeks. Thank you very much for subscribing. They subscribed 6 days ago. Let's see, who else? Sebbles survives 5 days ago, so thank you for subscribing, Sebbles. I apologize if I got any of these names wrong. Steve Bernier, I'm not sure if he's a new subscriber, but he did comment, and I don't remember the name. So big shout out to him. Thank you. A new subscriber, I'm going to get this name wrong right off the bat. Lingarium Fautor. Hope I said that right. And then M. Greg Pencil. Thank you guys for subscribing so much. It's super appreciated. It means a lot, believe it or not. I do this for fun, but it means a lot. We are up to 642 subscribers, guys. That is awesome. I will, of course, post this up to YouTube as soon as I'm done. That's the nice thing about doing a live video. YouTube uploads it automatically for you. So those people who are not subscribed or don't have notifications turned on will see that I've posted a new video when it's done. My son is giggling in the background, which is awesome. That's always good. So you can see on my screen here, I'm going to switch over so I won't be able to see the stream. Let's see. Yeah, let's go here. And we got to go here. We got to go here. There we go. So now I can see the chat. This is called Age Past the Incian Sphere. One of my buddies on Discord, one of the people on my Discord channel, I hope I say your name right, Enix. He's not. I don't even think he knows I'm doing this right now. I told him I'd try to do it tonight, but then I had to post for my son because he wasn't feeling well, and I had to postpone it. I wanted to actually get this out earlier, but I couldn't do it. So I'm going to pull the spectacles off because it's up close viewing, and I want to be able to see what I'm doing. Don't worry, my wife's walking by. Nobody can see you. No, my wife's in her PJs and doesn't. She's very modest. So, he sent this to me. They're doing a Kickstarter right now. I'm sorry I don't have the Kickstarter link. Hopefully, Enix will get online here in a little bit and he'll be able to post it. But I'm sure if you just do a search for Age Past the Incian Sphere or Incian Sphere, you'll see it. This is one of those things, guys, that I love to see. This is an indie press game. I'd never heard of it before. And it just, one of the things I'm thoroughly impressed in this day and age of computers and technology, we should not be surprised at the amazing things we see, but yet I'm still amazed. And I'm in technology. I work in desktop support as a senior analyst, which is just a highfalutin title that means I go around and fix people's shit. But I love my job. I work for a great company. I've been there about 9 months now, and I mean, I get to play with some cutting edge technology and super cool stuff. Great perks at my job, and I'm still amazed to see this cool stuff like this. This is a bunch of guys that did this. I don't know if they're professional layout. I'm sure they all have full-time jobs. I've never heard of any of these names in the industry, and I've been in this, in and around this industry for 30 years, so I've heard a lot of different names. But none of these people ring a bell to me. If you know any of them, please. But, edited by A.P. Klowski, designed and written by Jeff Miklinski. The art, first of all, I'm going to tell you right now, the book is worth picking up just for the art. If you want a nice splat book with some cool art, Mr. Alexander Nanchikov, if I have butchered that, I do apologize. Phenomenal art. The layout of the book is amazing. This is, I think, 400 and something pages long. This is a beast of a book. You're not going to print this out, in one sitting. We're 396 pages, guys. This is a lot of crunch. If you like crunchy fantasy games, this is the game for you. It's a little too crunchy for my taste. That's not to say that it's a bad game or it's a good game. Only you can decide that. Mr. Mean thinks it's an amazing game. A reason being is, first of all, the designer notes. I like it when games do this. Tell me where you're coming from. Tell me what your goal is. Tell me what you want to do. And they do that elegantly in here. It's a cool system. I'm going to be honest. I haven't had time to read the whole thing. I've skimmed some of it. But I wanted to bring this to people's attention, get it on your radar. After all, we have 647 subscribers, I think is what I said. So even if 10% of those guys go and buy this book, I think Mr. Mean's done his job. Jeff, I personally want to say thank you for making an awesome game. I love the layout. I love the use of the colors. The font is readable. I'm blind basically in my old age, and so I have to wear prescription with bifocals. And with my bifocals, I can read this just fine. And I'm on a 15-inch laptop right now, and I can read this with no eye strain. So thank you for that, for making it clear and concise and not using funky fonts and everything like that. The book is just laid out really well. They tell you how to roll dice, uses D10s. I don't believe it's a percentage system. I remember correctly, it's a dice pool. Yeah, it's a dice pool system, and it tells you how to read the dice and everything. And I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. I mean, I like the layout. Purple is one of my favorite colors, so obviously I'm going to like that. Um, uh, Nice fiction in here. I did read some of the fiction. It's very well done. I found a couple of typos here and there, but I mean, Wizards of the Coast has typos. So you can't judge a book by its cover in that aspect. But I just want to say the layout and the art, I mean, the presentation of the book overall is just amazing. This is, with a little word processor and his friends, they've play tested this. It's been in development for a while. And I mean, they've got a polished product here. This is snazzy. I hope the Kickstart has an option for a hardback. I hope it's not just going to be a PDF. I'm sure if they raise enough funds, it will be a hardback book, because it would be a shame if it's not. There's so much information in here, so much history, and all the areas, the Republic of Altanar, the Silpin Kai realms. I mean, it's just all this information. It's so much. If you're looking for a new, high fantasy realm with the gods and the monsters and everything, and just everything under the kitchen sink in here, this is the game, man. I mean, it's just, from what I've read so far, they didn't leave anything out. I mean, you want crunch, it's in here. You want gods, it's in here. You want a detailed, map, it's in here. They've got everything, man. 2-page spread map. I hope this is a hardback book, because I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. All the different areas, and like I said, I didn't get a chance to read this. I just got it the other day. They did send. Oh, and I should get this out of the way. Full disclosure: they sent this to me for free. They did not ask me to review it or anything. They just sent it to me saying if I would check it out, and if I felt like doing a video, to please do a video. They wanted to get some exposure for when they go to Kickstarter. So hopefully they'll be nice enough and they'll post this up on their Kickstarter page, and they'll be able to hopefully garner some more hits if anybody follows Mr. Mean. I know I have no pull in the gaming industry. It's just my opinions and me blabbing about stuff, but I think it's really cool when you get these small game designers and they make awesome games like this that, it takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It takes a lot of effort. And, you're putting your love, your passion out there for everybody to see. And it's going to be critiqued for bad or, for ill or for good. In this case, I think it's good. It's not the game for me. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not a fan of this much crunch, and there's just so much coming at you. But I have friends who are, and I know that they'll be picking this up. And I'm glad to present it and point people in that direction. I think the layout of the book, the physical presentation of the PDF that I have in front of me that I'm showing you guys right now is short of amazing. I think it's really well done. I like the maps. I like the use of the colors. Like I said, the mechanics are a little too crunchy for me, but that's just me. From what I'm being told and from what little I've seen, the character creation is very in-depth. And man, that's half the fun of any role-playing game, is making your character. So that part I'm happy to see, because a lot of days we're in this age of, we want our games to be super fast. We want minimalist games with very little rules to get in the way. But the gamers that are buying games right now are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Those are the guys with the money. Your 20-year-olds, they're just finding themselves. Some of them do have money, but a lot of them don't. So they're not the ones typically buying role-playing games. They're the ones, mooching them off their friends or getting them months later after they come out. This is a game I think that's going to appeal to a wide range of everybody. Cristiano, hello, sir. How are you? Uh, he says, hi, my friend, which that always makes me feel good because I've never met the man, but I like it when people call me friend. I think it's a sign of warmth and friendship and camaraderie in this very cold, austere world that we live in. So I think that's super cool. And I love all you guys, man. You guys rock. The meanies are the best. I mean, Angry Joe has his angry army. I have the meanies, and I will put my meanies up against the Angry Joe army any day because we're far fewer of us, but we'll kick his ass. Probably not, but because he's got millions of subscribers. I got 400 or 642 or 47. So yeah, we'd get smoked, but we got heart. And the meanies are the best. But anyway, this is a cool game, guys. I mean, I can't say any more. I'm going to spend some more time to read about it and definitely look at it some more in depth. I really think, when you take something of yours and you put it out there for other people to critique it, you're opening yourself up to the good and the bad. And, there's a lot of what I like to call the 800-pound gorillas on the keyboard. People that will talk shit, will smear anything positive. They're just full of anger and hate, and their lives are soiled in some sort of way. And the only outlet they have, sadly, is to be mean on the web, cyberbullying. Quality, not quantity. Amen, brother. Amen. Chupa, thank you. And I think it's important that, we talk about the positives. The negatives are everywhere. We don't need to glorify them. We don't need to expound upon them. They're in the news. They're everywhere. I mean, I go through my day. I tell everybody good morning. How you doing? Open a door for people. I always have a smile. I can have the shittiest day in the world, but when I go to work, there's a smile on my face because there's enough ugliness in the world. I don't want to perpetuate it any further than it has to be. So when I see something like this, a game that this guy and his friends put together and they're throwing it out there, yeah, they're hoping to make a lot of money. Who doesn't? We all want to make money, but they're putting it out there because it's a passion. It's something that they fervently believe in and they want to see it do well and they want other people to play it because they're having fun with it and they, hey, maybe other people will like this. And so Enix reached out to me and said, hey, would you highlight this on your channel? If you don't mind, here's a free copy of the game. You're under no obligation to do it, but if you want to, cool. And I said, yeah, I'll take a look at it. And I apologize. I haven't given it as much attention as I should have because I just haven't had the time. But again, like I said, I got off work at 3:30. We were at the emergency room from 4 o'clock, and we just got back home. It's 8:59 right now, so I got home at about 8:30. So, but I wanted to throw this video out there, and it's easier to go live than it is to record it and wait for it to render and everything, and then upload it, and I'd be up way too late. So, and I have to work tomorrow. So I'm not going to go through every page. I just want to highlight some. I mean, the art is fantastic. This is a neat game. And like I said, hopefully they're going to have their Kickstarter information up real soon. If you're on the Mr. Mean Discord, I'll try to post some more information there as well. And then as I get information on the Kickstarter or whatever, I'll put it up on the in the notes here on the YouTube, in the chat window or whatever, so that people can maybe go click on the link and find it on Kickstarter. Like I said, I didn't get a date yet of when it's going to be on Kickstarter. For all I know, it could already be on Kickstarter, but I don't think it is. If anybody's watching the stream and they can confirm that, that'd be great. But I don't think it's on Kickstarter yet. But if it is, and you guys have a couple of bucks, I would rather you send it to them than to me. If you were thinking of supporting the channel, go support this Kickstarter. I think that's a much worthwhile, and you're gonna get something physical instead of just me yammering about stuff. Don't get me wrong, I love the donations and everything, but these guys are trying to get their game going, and I think it would be better served to throw them, $5 or $10 or get the PDF copy of the game. But aside from all that, we got a whole chapter here on designing your character, leveling, and your race. And I mean, like I said, there's crunch here. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of crunch, but this is a fair amount of crunch. But I mean, they give you examples. There's nice charts. Everything's laid out, I think, in a very consistent manner. And I dig the layout of the book. I can't say that enough. I know I've said that a lot, but here's everything. Basically, enhancing your character, leveling, experience points. I like that there is an experience point system, and I like that they give you a list of things to do, how to get that experience points. So disarming a deadly trap. So now your rogue or your thief in the group can earn his keep, so to speak. Everybody gets a moment to shine. Skillcraft, plot solving objects, defeating an equally stronger enemy. An action that results in making new allies. That could be for anybody. There's those characters that don't want to fight in the game. They want to be the face of the group. This recognizes that and gives them experience for that, which I think that's awesome. So, and they give you variables for character wealth and everything. Again, man, the art is amazing. I can't. I like for an indie press game. I mean, the art is phenomenal. This is top quality art. These are some, I think, these are your allies, your comrades. These are like NPCs that you can bring along with you. So it gives you the basic information you need to play them, which I think is amazing. And then here's a character sheet, and they give you the steps on filling it out. So, I mean, very succinct, nothing too crazy. I think the character sheet is kind of laid out really well. I like that. It's very concise. It has good information on it. I don't think there's any wasted space, so to speak. So again, super cool features. So we're just gonna zip through here. It's a D10 dice pool system. Look at that. Look at that art, man. Look at the layout of the book. The use of the colors. Everything just kind of flows. I mean, now I wouldn't recommend printing this on your home printer. That's for sure. You might be a little upset if you try to do that. I love the Groon because they have 4 eyes, 2 sets of eyes, and they suffer from blindness, really harsh, because, well, they have more eyes. So really cool stuff. Different races, different takes on the races. It's not your standard, what you assume. And I really dig it. I can't say enough nice about it. This is a buy in Mr. Mean's book, especially if you're into the crunch, if you're into that super in-depth, lots of information, you want to know about every little thing. It's in here. I mean, it's just the first, what is this? The first 30, 40 pages of the book. I mean, we're getting some information at us here. I'm trying to all your different races. You've got your beast races. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Humans, religion. I mean, it tells you everything. Look at that. That's a Groon, and that is just neat. Obviously, the Groon to me are goblins, but they're pretty ambidextrous, or dexterous, I should say. But I love the use of the sidebars when they break up the chapters and stuff. So I didn't want to belabor this too much because, like I said, I didn't read a whole lot of it. I did go through the character creation. Like I said, a lot of crunch, but if you're into the crunch, I mean, if you're into Pathfinder First Edition, Fourth Edition D&D, Warhammer, those games that have a lot of crunch in them, this is right up your alley. And it's a high fantasy, magic, alien, different races, so all different kind. I mean, you're going to be able to do whatever you want to do in this game. I'm trying to find some more of the art. There we go. Look at that. I mean, that's just neat. That for an indie press game, that's top quality right there. That's up there with some of the WotC art or the Pathfinder art. And this is a game that hardly anybody's heard of. So, and just super well laid out. I can't say enough about it. So I just wanted to. That's a really cool picture. Throwing a dagger or possibly a sword. It's kind of hard to tell. I think it would be a dagger. or actually it could be a sword. So just, I mean, everything you need in there, and the colors, the pastels, neat. I'm enamored with it. I can't wait to see what a hard copy of this looks like. Um, I think it's going to be over the top if they can get the right paper and the right print company to do this. Sadly, they'll probably print in China because it's cheaper, but I hope they print out of either the U.S. or Canada, um, and they get a good paper stock and good ink quality because it'll look amazing. I hope they raise. I'm going to back it on Kickstarter. I'll probably back enough to get a physical book because I want to see what the book looks like, and help them reach that goal. Because I think this is just neat, and it's gonna be a 400-page book. Look at that. That's awesome. That's cool use of colors and contrast and foreshadowing. That's just neat, you know. So there's your wheel. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. The game just has a lot to offer. Let's zip through quite a bit here. I don't want to belabor this too much because I want you guys to check it out. I'm just trying to find another awesome piece of art because I know it's all in here. I like the weapons. They did great design on the weapons too. They look very amazing. A little steampunk in there. Apologize for the armor looks amazing. So they're definitely giving you some nice representation of there we go. Super colors. And you know what? I get that this art style might not be for everybody. But I think for an indie press game that this is amazing. So like I said, I don't want to belabor it too much. I don't know when it's going to kickstart. I didn't speak with Enix enough to get any information. He just popped me a link and said, hey, download it, take a look at it. And but look at this. I mean, that's just so much information in there, man. Air and sound spells. It's amazing. So another cool. So just amazing. Just so that's the game, guys. Let me get all the way to the bottom and see if we can see the character sheet. Just so you can see a full representation. Oh, here's some pre-dones, I believe. Yeah, these are your pre-dones. So you can get jumped in right away and start playing, which, again, that's another top-notch sign. They realize, hey, we got a ton of information coming at you. This is a big game. It's, just short of 400 pages. That is a lot of information to digest. Here's a pre-done character, so you can get playing right away. Everything's laid out really well. You got a nice portrait of the character. All your information is on the outside of the sheet, and it's everything you need to play that character. So, kudos, man. That's all I can say. Oh, there would be mine. And he's got a wolf with him. Oh, yeah, that's totally where I'm at. Wow. So, just sorry, guys, I'm tired. And I think we got some more fiction here at the bottom. I'm trying to get to another great picture. So this is all of our basic information for the game. Yeah, basically if you're using miniatures, here's what you need. I want to get to, it's a big book, guys. That's a lot of information in there. Wow. Cristiano saying, me too. Cristiano, are you tired? Is that what you're saying? Ships, examples. Just look at that. The book is going to be worth it just for the art alone. I hope these guys, if they get enough backing on the Kickstarter, that they do a separate art book, because I think that would be amazing. Here, look, barding for your steed. That's neat. Buying mounts. All the information on buying mounts. Oh, some more fiction. More cool art. God, this book just goes on and on and on. Let's see if we can get down to the end. Monster design. So you can make your own monsters. You don't have to do what's in the monster manual. You can use your own. Make your own monsters. Then you want them to be able to do A, B, and C. Now they can. But we also have some basic stats for monsters. So again, everything we need to run the game. So, Cristiano, I don't know if it's a running Kickstarter. I think it's about to go to Kickstarter. Like I said, I'm going to post in the notes later once I get a Kickstarter link. They just the guy who's doing the marketing for this game reached out to me and asked me if I would talk about it on the channel and sent me a free copy. And I looked at it, and the art and the layout of the book grabbed me right off the bat. So I decided that I would, give a shout out to these guys for making this cool game, because if you like crunch, man, this is the game. Elemental monsters. I mean, you got everything in here. And when I'm talking about crunch, there's rules for getting barding for your mounts. I mean, there's crunch in this game. There's a little bit of everything in here for everyone. And I'm sure you can manipulate the rules to where you use what you want to use and what you don't want to use, which I think is cool. So it's gonna. I think if it goes to Kickstarter, it's gonna do very well, because I think people are always looking for something different for their RPGs. That's a neat picture right there. I just wanted to get to the character sheet, man. Oh, here we go. Character name generator. Look at that character sheet, page 3. We're getting close, kids. So just some more information. I mean, there's just so much stuff in here. Look at this. Design and plot development. So you're a GM having a hard time. Here's your hook. Here's your theme. I mean, that's really cool. That's just, to me, that's going that extra step. Plot locations. It's all randomized. You can roll some percentiles. Remember, it's a D10 game, so percentiles are going to be part of that. Name generator. So you can definitely, obviously, I think that's cool. There's the character sheet, which I think is pretty simple. I don't think that's overly done. I think that's a nice character sheet. There's the backside, and then there's all your skills and your combat gear, all your magic items. They're laid out. These are your NPCs and their role-playing cards. Character initiative. So yeah, so your GM's got everything you need to run this game in one book. That is amazing. Companions and monster cards. So because you got rules in here to make your own monster. And then your GM screen. So if you go back in the archive, you'll see I did a video on a generic GM screen. This is perfect for it, because this would fit in there perfectly. Look at all that's got all your information. Insanity rules, effects and situational modifiers, critical hits, slashing, crushing, piercing results. And then they even include a level 1 starting adventure with a map. I mean, guys, come on. This is, fully laid out, statted out adventure. You got your monsters, giant centipedes, and we finish it up with a nice map. Some templates, because remember, you can use miniatures in this game. They give you the rules for it. So you got your templates. And then a full index. God, how many games lack this right here? And then, will your ambition destroy a world? So there you go, man. There's everything you need. So that is the whole game, which I think is amazing. I think that is super cool. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'll try to get the links up for the Kickstarter. We'll get rid of that. We're going to make this big ugly guy here full screen. And then what we're going to do is just check the stream, make sure everything's going good. We got 2 likes. Thank you guys. We got a couple people watching. Looks like we got seven people online watching right now. So thank you guys. Pop the chat back out. So the other thing I want to talk about is my buddy, Mr. Richard Woolcock, sent me a little something in the mail. It kind of surprised me. I got a message on MeWe the other day. By the way, I'm also on MeWe. Got a message on MeWe saying that I was getting something in the mail. And for those of you who don't know who Richard Woodcock is, if I can open this, I'm getting my ass kicked by a plastic box. And I don't have I put my glasses back on. I'm blind. It's by Zadmar Productions on Drive-Thru RPG. He makes a bunch of stuff for Savage Worlds. And one of the things he made was the Galactic Countdown deck, which I've done a review of. Go back in the archive and check it out. He sent me a copy. It's a deck of cards, as you can see there, for Savage Worlds and or any sci-fi based game. And he also did the Saga of the Goblin Horde, which was a one-sheet, but he also included these awesome cards to use in Savage Worlds, and they have all kinds of cool information. So he makes super cool products, and I highly recommend that you support him. But he has children, and his kids like to game, and he wanted a super cool Al Chesky. Hey, man, what's going on, sir? Welcome to the stream. Al's another gamer. We haven't gotten to game together yet because our lives are in 2 different places, but he's so Al's good peeps. I'm happy to see him on the channel. Thank you, Al, for hanging out with me. Patrick Barnes says, I see the Age Past PDF and book are on Drive-Thru RPG right now. So what was the Kickstarter for? A new edition or something? Patrick, I'm sorry, sir. I don't know. They just reached out to me and asked me if I would take a look at it. And if it intrigued me, would I do a video about it? And I'm assuming it was, he said somewhere in his chat that there was going to be a Kickstarter. Let me go back to my chat with him and see what he says here. So here's a drive link to the PDF until I can get you an official copy to you, which was the Age Past the Incian Sphere. I asked him, was it something that he worked on or had a hand in? And he said he's basically running marketing for it. I'm setting up the Kickstarter and getting word out and all that. Sort of my first foray into proper freelance marketing for tabletop development. I said, cool. When's the Kickstarter? I'll do a video tomorrow night once I've drooled over it for a bit. Shooting for a launch in March. I don't have a hard date yet, but yeah, I took this one on because I really love the system. Fantastic fantasy system, and the expansions we're kickstarting are going to make it even better. And I asked if I could show any images, and he said, sure. The art is definitely a highlight, and character creation. Character creating and making is so much fun. So cool. So yeah, there is going to be, and I forgot. He sent me a drive-through link, and I downloaded it. But I was at work, so that's why I kind of spaced it. I couldn't open it at work. Al knows what I'm talking about there. So yes, Patrick, there is going to be a Kickstarter. Is it going to be a revision of what's currently out? I don't know, sir. I have the drive-through copy version, which is what I was just showing on the channel. I'll post this. Obviously, this will go up on YouTube after I shut the stream down, so you'll be able to watch it later if you weren't here at the beginning, and you can kind of see as I go through the book, and maybe you'll be able to make a reference from there. But yeah, there is going to be some expansions, and I'm assuming they're going to have the same artist and everything going through it. So yeah, hopefully, you guys can support them. I think it's a neat game. I think it's a neat concept. It's definitely got a lot of bang for your buck there. So, but the other thing is Richard Woolcock is a cool dude. I've been supporting his products for about the last year. He has sent me free stuff, and never any obligation to review it. Just to, if I like it and I want to talk about it, feel free. And I think that's really cool. Patrick says he missed the beginning. It was about 20 minutes in when he saw. Well, cool, man. Like I said, YouTube will post this. Oh, thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that, sir. I'm glad you watch regularly. Feel free to comment on the videos. I try to go in and like and comment on the videos where appropriate. Hopefully, Fajuk is on somewhere. Hopefully, he's available. He's been going through my videos and commenting on them. Yeah. So he has a different channel, and so I'm not sure how it all works out. But back to the matter at hand. Richard reached out to me a couple weeks ago and said, "Hey, I sent you something in the mail. Let me know when you get it." And I was like, "Okay." So I didn't tell me what it was or anything. And I went out of town last weekend for a little family getaway. And when I came back, there was a package waiting for me, and it was Tricube Tales. And yes, this is the size. This is my big fat head. So, and my hand, let's see. So my big fat hand covers the book. I have some meat paws. So, I'm one of those chunky guys. I'm 6 foot, about 235 pounds. I was a lot bigger, but I kind of do this weird diet, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I've lost about 20 pounds, and I'm feeling good. But anyway, uh, he has small children and they want to game. And so he's a game designer. He has a full time job, but he makes really cool games. Like I said, he makes cool stuff for Savage Worlds. I've highlighted a couple of his different things on my channel in the past. I've used these with a Savage Worlds game, fantasy game, and they worked fantastically. So if you're running Savage Worlds or you're a fan of Savage Worlds, I recommend Zadmar Games on DriveThruRPG, and you buy these cards. They send them to you in the box, and it's really well done. It's totally worth the bang for the buck. But anyway, he sent me, I don't know, several months ago, he sent me a PDF of this and said it was something he was working on. And I kind of looked at it and I kind of, it was only a couple pages long, and it was something he was working on. And we both have busy lives and we did our things, and I never heard any more from him. And then a couple weeks ago, like I said, I got a message on MeWe saying, "Hey, I sent you something in the mail. You should have it any day. Let me know when you get it." A couple more weeks went by and I never heard anything. And then he reached out to me and said, "Hey, did you get that package? It should be getting it, any day." Lulu Press had said it was delivered, and I thought that was a little fast. And I was like, matter of fact, yes, I just got it. I got it Monday when I got back from my little vacation. So Tricube Tales is version 3, by the way, is copyrighted by Richard Woolcock. All text, not art, released under the Creative Commons 3.0 license. Dice and page number icons by Lork. Well, Lork, I like your logos. So what is Tricube? Well, it's 3 dice, I can tell you that. This is a neat little system. His kids wanted to game, and they're a little bit on the younger side. So he wanted something that was quick, fast, and easy, even more so than Savage Worlds. And this is what you got, man. This is, how many pages is this? It's 47, I think 47? 47 pages. You have a complete RPG for 47 pages. And it's neat. The art in here is amazing. It's neat. We go right into character creation, system overview. Players roll 1 to 3 dice, depending on their character archetype, against a difficulty of 4 through 6, depending on the situation, and need to succeed on at least 1 die. Perks can reduce the difficulty, while quirks can increase it. The players spend karma on perks and can recover karma from quirks. The players make all the rolls. The GM never rolls dice. The only describe challenges, assign the traits and difficulty, and narrate the outcome. Can't get any easier than that. There's an example of play. There's some Creative Commons art in here because I've seen this art in other places, in other games, but it's amazing. So here's the character creation. To create a character, choose a name, an archetype, a perk, and a quirk. If it makes things easier, you can even write out the character on a descriptive sentence, such as a brawny knight of noble upbringing with a strict code of honor, or an agile journalist with spider-like superpowers and a propensity for cracking jokes. Just make sure your character fits the genre and the settings. Link. It's on Drive-Thru RPG, I believe. Tri-Cube Tales by Zadmar Games. Kind of hard to do a link right now when I'm in the middle of broadcasting, but I will put a link in the show notes or in the chat down below. As a matter of fact, I think I can do it right now. You have to bear with me while I look stupid, which that's pretty much all the time. So let's go to Drive-Thru RPG. Oops. It helps if you type the right thing there. Drive-Thru RPG. There we go. And we will go to Oh, let's go back to Drive-Thru. And let's go to Tri-Cube Tales. Oh, there it is. There it is. It is $1. $1. You can't beat that, guys. So let me do Control C. Let me go back to the stream or to the chat. Here you go, guys. Go spend that hard-earned dollar. Tell them Mr. Mean sent you. It'll mean a lot to me, and it'll let Zadmar know that sending me free copies of his shit works. So, yeah. I mean, great game for kids. Super simple rules. The GM doesn't have to roll dice. The players get to roll all the dice, and you just assign a difficulty, and it's genre agnostic. You can play cybertech, you can play superheroes, you can play fantasy, whatever you want. So you can play Barbie dolls. I mean, you can play My Little Pony. You can play Pokemon. It's got the rules in it. The rules start on page 20. Oh, Patrick Barnes wants to know what the cards were I showed earlier. Well, there's two sets of cards. One is the Galactic Countdown deck, and the other one is Saga of the Goblin Horde. Those are from Zadmar Games as well. They are for a game called Savage Worlds. Cristiano, you can get it from Lulu Press. I believe you can actually, it's PDF. Phone PDF. But you can download the full PDF for free by clicking on the publisher preview. If you'd like to support this product by paying $1, you'll also receive the tablet version, 4:3 aspect ratio. Also looks good on laptops. And he's got a quick video too. But I believe you can get it from Lulu Press as well. He sent it to me via Lulu Press. So you can get it as a document, but I mean, it's 47 pages. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a option here to get it. Let me go to Zadmar's page, and I'll put that link up as well, because someone's asking about the cards. And he has a couple of sets of cards and some other things up. And it's like I said, I think he makes amazing stuff myself. I'm happy to support him in everything he does, because I think he makes cool stuff. But yeah, this is great if you've got kids or little ones or young teenagers and you want to introduce them to the world of gaming. This is a great way to do it. This is 47 pages, and it's on sale right now for $1. There's no character sheet. You can use 3x5 cards. You can use scrap paper, and there's a scenario in here. The PCs are a crew of firefighters who drive a tiller truck. They must fight fires and deal with other hazards while also rescuing people and the occasional pet from dangerous situations. Archetype, tiller fire truck. Perk, quaint fire apparatus. Quirk, requires 2 drivers. So, I mean, that's how easy the game is. I mean, that's it. That's all there is. It's that simple. Scenario. The PCs are highly trained mech pilots, each controlling their own war machine in defense of the planet. Can they defeat the invading aliens, or will the people of Earth be exterminated like bugs? Archetype. Light battle mech. Perk. Fast. Quirk. Lightly armored. There you go, man. All kinds of stuff. Vehicles as characters, power levels, non-human mounts and minions, magic and psionics, magic limitations. They tell you example bestiary. I mean, dude, it's got everything, and it's so fast. I mean, this is super cool. My little guy's only 3, so this is a little much for him yet, but my son can count to 6 already. I mean, on his own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He doesn't like 7, and then he jumps to 8, 9, and 10. And we all know why he doesn't want to say 7, because remember, 7, 8, 9. Horrible dad joke. Sorry. Bad dad. I won't do it again. I will. That's me. But I just think, again, Zadmar Games, here's a guy, has a full-time job, wants to get his kids into gaming and wants to support it. And so he's creative, imaginative, and obviously he's got some pretty good layout skills. This was printed, like I said, at Lulu Press. There's the barcode. I don't know if the camera will focus in on that properly. Get my bad face out of the way. But if you can take that barcode maybe and use that at Lulu Press, they might be able to help you out. Or to be honest, I've never had anything printed at Lulu Press, so I don't know how it works. I've never had occasion to use it, but I am a big fan of the Star Wars 5th edition. If you guys know what that is, there's a Discord channel. I think it's Star Wars 5th edition, SW5E.com. Buying it now. Thanks, Cristiano. Tell in the notes. Tell him Mr. Mean sent you. I gotta pimp my channel, man. It's all about brand marketing. I appreciate that, Cristiano. It means a lot to Richard. Like I said, he's a super nice guy, and he's just trying to support his family. So again, 47 pages for $1. Feel free to pay more if you want. I mean, I'm sure he won't say no. And if you're a Savage Worlds fan, I recommend those cards. They're very cool. And they're different than the other cards. Cristiano says Lulu is as good as Drive-Thru RPG print on demand. Oh, that's good to know. Like I said, I don't think I've ever used it. I have used Drive-Thru print on demand. That's where these cards come from. That's how you buy the cards through Drive-Thru. They print them out and send them to you. And like I said, they send them very well packaged in a box. I think I ordered a set of cards for another game, and the box came cracked. And I reached out to Drive-Thru, and I just said, hey, I bought this. The box is mangled by the mail. Just want to let you know, so you can maybe yell at your postal carrier or whatever, and let them know. And like a week later, I got, oh, cool, Cristiano, you got the print at Lulu. Very cool. I don't know if you have a link or anything, but feel free to throw it in the chat for anybody else who wants to look at it. Maybe it'll help them. Because I think off of Drive-Thru, it doesn't give you an option for Lulu print. I didn't see it anyway. But yeah, well, like a couple days later in the mail, I got an extra box with another print run of the card. So I am a big fan of Drive-Thru RPG. I think they're a phenomenal company. They have great customer support. Another company that I support wholeheartedly, besides Amazon, but I don't give shout outs to Amazon because they're just a mega $1 million company and I don't think they need it. But as miniaturemarket.com, I use them a lot, and I play their prices against Amazon. Case in point, I wanted the Aliens RPG done by Free League Publishing because I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I'm looking for a secondary game. I thought I was going to use What's Old is New as my game system, but then my buddy's been telling me about this Aliens RPG. And I kind of want to tell, not necessarily horror, but I want to tell a suspenseful space tale. And I like Room. It's one of my favorite games. And so this is or Coriolis as well. But I didn't want to use Coriolis because I'm not totally crazy with the Arabian Nights kind of theme that they have going on, or that Middle Eastern vibe. It's just not my jam. But it's a great game, and I own it, and I own the GM screen. My good friend Joshua gave it to me. But point being is I just wasn't, What's Old is New wasn't grabbing me completely, and neither was Coriolis. And I was looking for something, and my friend Brian, who supports this channel greatly by sending me free RPG products all the time. He sent me the What's Old is New, which I still have to do a full review of. Haven't had a chance to do that yet. But long story short, he's been touting the wonders of the Alien RPG by Free League Publishing. And so I went on Amazon, and it's like, I wanted the GM screen, I wanted the dice, I wanted the cards, I wanted the core rulebook, and it was going to be well over. Um, Patrick wants to know, I'm curious where you got the nickname Mr. Mean. I'll get to that in a moment because I've told that tale before, but I will tell it again. Um, and so I went to miniaturemarket.com and they had everything for the Aliens core rulebook on Amazon. I think is $59.99, and Amazon had it for $39. I mean, the GM screen's like $19.99. Amazon had it for $14. Yeah, Cristiano, a story on a brat and a lady. Yep, did not show the link. Well, yeah, we don't see a link there, Cristiano. So yeah, so I'm gonna run my other game, my pickup game for when all the Pathfinder players can't make it. We'll stream this game as well, but it's going to be the Aliens RPG. And long story short, I got all the product that I wanted to get. I got everything except the map because I didn't need the map. But I got everything at an amazing price as opposed to the almost $200 they wanted on Amazon for everything. So I was very happy about that. But back to Patrick's question of how I got the nickname Mr. Mean. Again, going back to my good friend Brian, when I lived in California, I was a police officer. And I was on my day off hanging out with Brian, and we were at Barnes and Nobles, or Borders. It was Borders bookstore. And we were sitting just outside the front door, and we were having our coffee. And my oldest son, Jonathan, who is 21 years old now, who was about 2.5, 3 years old, and we were sitting there having coffee, talking about RPGs and enjoying our lazy Saturday morning. We always got together almost every Saturday, and we would go get coffee and maybe a little bit of breakfast, and we would just hang out as good friends do. And we hung out there at the Borders bookstore in this little strip mall in Walnut Creek, California. And this young teenage kid, probably 15 years old at the most, with his girlfriend, were being assholes basically. And the manager had asked them to leave. The manager was an older lady, and she was being very polite and she was being very patient with them, but they were dropping f bombs. Well, the girlfriend wasn't. She was very quiet and she was frankly appeared that she was embarrassed, but he was just being a little shithead and he was dropping a lot of profanity and F this, F that, I know my effing rights and yada yada. He was kind of getting rude with the lady and don't touch me, I'll sue you, I'll own you, and I'll shut this store. And he was just being a royal pain in the ass, and he was dropping an F bomb every other word. And I've kind of got a deep voice and a very distinctive voice. As a lot of my friends say, I have a face meant for radio, if you know what that means. Anyway, I dropped my cop voice on him and I was like, hey, I chastised him. I said, yeah, I got my son sitting here. We don't care to hear all of that. Just do what the lady said and leave. And the kid looked like he was about to piss himself. I don't know if I just reminded him of his dad or whatever, but he was like, well, yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I'm sorry. And they left. And my buddy Brian, without missing a beat, turns to me. He says, man, you're just mean. You're like Mr. Mean. And the nickname stuck. And so 2 years ago, when I was looking for branding for my channel, I thought, Mr. Mean speaks. Um, I've always had a commanding voice, and it's just the way it is, and my demeanor, just it's just who I am. So that's the story, Patrick. I hope that answers your questions. And he says, whenever I see either a military member or police officer or other first responder around town, I always make a point to stop and shake their hand and thank them for their service. So a virtual handshake and a thank you for your service. Thank you, Patrick. That means a lot. I did serve in the Army and the Coast Guard. And then I ETS'd out of the Army straight into U.S. Customs. I did that for 10 years. I was at the end of my reserve time in 2000 when Desert Storm hit and my unit was activated. So, yeah, I did my time, man. Did my time. And I thank all of the other first responders and police officers and cops and everything that are out there dealing with all the stuff. I couldn't do it today. I'm 50, almost 53. I couldn't do it today. I don't have the patience to deal with these stupid people. I don't know how I did it back then, but I did. So, but anyway, that's the story of how Mr. Mean became Mr. Mean. Um, Other than that, guys, I don't have much left to say. I just wanted to do a quick video. I appreciate everybody tuning in and watching this big lug talk about stuff. I appreciate your time and your attention. I think it's awesome that I get to do this, and it's very therapeutic for me, believe it or not. And I had a rough day today with my son being sick, and then we had some issues at the pharmacy trying to get his meds. And my wife is a saint; she was able to get everything worked out because I had already lost my temper. I was ready to kill somebody. I don't have any patience for stupidity, and just inability to do your job properly just drives me absolutely batshit. So luckily, I have a wonderful wife who has the patience of a saint and it can deal with that stuff because Mr. Mean would probably be in jail if it was up to me. So I'm glad I have her in my life, and she is the calming factor in my world. Aside from doing this, I really, really do love doing this. So I hope everybody has an amazing and wonderful evening. I hope uh, the age past and the tricube system are of interest to some of you. And please pass it along to your friends. I don't feel that I did age past enough justice. I wish I would have had more time to read it, but I did want to get something out there because I said I would, and I appreciate Enix for sending it to me. I do appreciate that. And if you guys know of anybody, putting an RPG together or anything like that, and you want an honest review, feel free to shoot it my way, jpolak@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to give it a fair shake or at least give it some airtime. So other than that, guys, I'm going to sign off for the night and say peace and hair grease. And as always, like and subscribe. And remember, be nice.